Loneliness is often depicted as something that is sad and depressing. People are emo. It's just like a state that you want to get out of as soon as possible. But throughout my experience, I have realized it is not something that I need to run from. Loneliness is such a normal part of life. I'm guessing you clicked on this video because you are currently in a very lonely season of your life. And I want to let you know that you are not alone. I am in the loneliest season of my life I have ever encountered, and I was actually incredibly sad and almost depressed about it for the first few months. But it got to this point where I had to believe that this was leading to something greater. That's not to say that I don't have friends or family, because I do have a really great support system of people who love me. I'm not making this video to be ungrateful, but I think two things can be true at the same time. I'm sitting in this really weird in-between of my life, this gap between who I was and who I'm trying to become, and it's lonely because I feel like no one gets it. But that makes sense because this experience has nothing to do with other people. It has everything to do with me trying to figure out my life. So many of my relationships have changed, my struggles have changed, life looks incredibly different than it used to. All of these things just make me feel alone in this experience. It looks so crazy. I'm trying to let my bangs set. I feel so overwhelmed being in my house right now, so I'm just taking a walk outside. Ugh, and my legs are so sore. We should do a perfume of the day. I think I'm gonna wear the Armani Acqua di Gioia. This very much gives spring and summer, and just smelling it just puts me in a good mood, so I'm gonna put it on. So how have I been using this season to my advantage? Have really been focusing on my physical health. I've been going to the gym consistently. I'm on a much more structured program. I'm also working on getting paid to create videos, which I think is insane, but I would love to make that a more lucrative side hustle for myself, because in this economy I just do not think that having one single stream of income is enough anymore. Like, I don't feel secure even with my day job, with everything going on in the world right now. I've also been reading a lot more. I've been reading the book The Happiness Advantage, and I actually just finished it today. One of the reasons why I wanted to make this video in the first place is because I was reading the book, and the whole book talks about how having a positive mindset sets you up to be more successful. And a positive mindset, I think, is something that I just feel like I've never been able to fully understand or adopt for myself. So I started rambling and lost my train of thought, but what I was saying is that when I started reading this book, I started to think about how I can find a way to make this season of my life productive and fulfilling, despite how lonely it may look or even feel sometimes. Having a positive mindset doesn't necessarily mean having a smile on your face all the time, or even being like joyful and happy all the time. It's a lot more about what you do with the cards that you're dealt, being able to experience adversity and making the decision eventually to propel yourself forward despite what you just went through, instead of being stuck in a rut. Like, it's being able to see that path. In one of my favorite chapters of The Happiness Advantage, the author gives a lot of examples of how powerful our mindset is and how much more powerful having a growth mindset is. Your beliefs shape the way you experience life, and maybe that's just common sense. I feel like I've heard it a lot before, but I think that reading it and reading so many different examples of it really made me reflect on my own life and how, unfortunately, I've kept myself running around in circles for longer than I should have. Had I just believed a little more that it was possible that things could be better for me. Well, this is awkward. Came back from the doctor yesterday and didn't get the best news about my health. And I think it's been a really huge perspective change. Life really is short. I'm trying to not dwell. I feel like it's very easy for me to get depressed and fall into a rut of doing nothing, which is probably the worst possible thing I could do right now. This happening in the loneliest season of my life already is just like the cherry on top of how difficult the path has been, honestly. So I have just been feeling stuck for like the past 24 hours and just trying to figure out where to go from here, I guess.
Yeah, so as you can see, shit happens, and I'm supposed to be giving you guys some life-changing advice, right? So I'm gonna share a couple of things that I have learned in the past 3 months or so that I have been more intentional with the way that I'm approaching my life. And the first one is to change your mindset. Stop thinking of yourself as a victim of loneliness, like loneliness is something horrible that happened to you, and rather that it's something that is happening for you. When things are happening for you, it's like this build-up to something great. Have you ever seen a really good TV show and there are episodes that seem kind of boring or just more simple compared to earlier episodes of the season? But then those episodes lead up to like this really great finale. And it's just the most amazing thing that you've ever witnessed. And all of a sudden, the simpler episodes finally make sense, right? They were laying all of the groundwork. And that is exactly what this season of life is for you. There's a lot of loneliness that comes with transition and approaching big change. 2, make progress towards something that is meaningful to you. Be intentional with your time. When you're lonely, you actually have a lot more time for yourself. Make that count for something. I think the worst thing that you could do in this season of your life is stay the same. 3, don't be afraid to reach out to people. It's so important to not completely self-isolate and cut yourself off from socialization. Don't be afraid to reach out to friends or family or put yourself out there again when you're ready. I know there's a lot of content right now romanticizing being alone, accepting being alone, and I think that's all well and great because it's true. Like, loneliness is a very natural part of life and you shouldn't be afraid of it. You should embrace it. You should embrace being in your own presence. I think that's all really important. However, I don't think it's healthy to completely cut yourself off from socialization and from people and to stay self-isolated forever. 4th thing I want to tell you is that you have to believe that everything's going to get better, that everything's going to be okay, because it will. If you believe that this is the shittiest season of your life, your reality is going to reflect exactly that. If you have made it to the end of this video, thank you for watching. All of these words come from my heart. I wish you the best of luck. Loneliness may not be the most ideal situation, but it is a very natural part of life and I don't want you to be scared of it. Lord knows I was terrified because I woke up and realized that everything's changed and I felt like I didn't relate to anyone in my social circle and I didn't know what to do and I just cried and was depressed for a long time, and I think that's completely normal. But now you need to get up. I believe in you.